Watcher 556 and 3 a.m. Welcome. Happy Saturday, or sorry, Friday. Daniel, welcome to the live and happy Friday. Love seeing new viewers here. Lex Boom, what's up? What's up, Hunter? Gray Wolf, welcome back. Happy Friday. Hunter, you got a spot on the wheel, my friend. Just let us know what number you would like. Jack Jones, welcome. Stunt Bum, welcome back. And thank you for your service. 52 months in combat. Stay frosty. Hunter, I brought the Coolest Weatherman brought the wheel over. There is 8, 9, 12, 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a little hard to see with the glare, I know. Paco cards, welcome. And that is what one lucky winner will be receiving tonight. Tell Coolest Weatherman to pick. Point to the number. Well, you got it. Oh, I don't have a marker. Hunter, Coolest Weatherman gave you spot 12. Jack Jones, how many numbers do I need to pick? 5 numbers between 1 and 90? 7, 11, 2, 20, and 14. Sorry, 15. I don't know if you guys can see that, but members, we've got jewels to give. I just gave Coolest Weatherman a pack of chips. Grey Wolf, you got a spot on the wheel as well. Thank you so much. You sent $13.99 and said greatest throws. And we are at 17 members right now. If you were to donate, I think, hold on here, give me a second. If you were to donate another $7, you can get 2 spots, Grey Wolf. Rachel, he is still actively serving in the military, 20 years in so far. So Grey Wolf, if you send another 7, you can get another spot on the wheel, but right now you got 1 spot on the wheel if you want to pick a number. You got 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, so, hold on, slow down here. Okay, so 3 a.m., you got 3 spots on the wheel. Hunter, you got a spot on the wheel. I believe 1 month membership is a spot? No? Okay, nope, sorry, I read that wrong. So 3 a.m., you got 3 spots. Grey Wolf, you got a spot.
Grey Wolf, right here.
Okay. Okay.
3 a.m. said you can pick.
3 a.m. you want me to pick? Alright. Maya's birthday number. And then I'm going to give you my birthday number. And then I'm going to give you Josh's last digit of his birthday number.
This one comes with a live edge around the tip. Slightly different than the ones I've been making before, as the 3 tips of the legging bolt are on top instead of the bottom. So that gives you a little bit more room on the bottom to throw a half spin. But again, generally a no spin knife. Your finger, for me, if you have a large hand, will fit right up here, give you a little trigger point. Slightly different, a little bit more straight curves. It really came out perfect. All the surface, like the lines and everything like that, the grinds, everything just really nice. Just my fingerprints on it.
All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spots left in the wheel. Grey Wolf, if you wanted to send another 7, you can get it out of the spot. And yes, lucky 13. Rachel says, thank you for your service.
Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it. Anybody past, present, future, with family members involved in the military, you can't do it without your family. So anybody that fits that category, thank you for your service. This channel has always been and will always be a massive channel for supporting veterans, their families, past, present, or future. It's a place you can kind of talk about it, feel safe, be encouraged and respected, honored. There needs to be more spaces for them, more respect for them.
He's a part of the intelligence branch. Yes, 3 a.m. They are also available for sale now, those knives. If you do not want to participate in the game and you would like to just buy a knife, it's $100 for 1, $200 for 3. So it's like buy 2, get 1 free.
Oh, is he asking about now that I'm making orders? Taking orders?
Yep. Grey Wolf, we love hearing stuff like that. He says, I started reading the Bible.
That's the best decision I made once I believed and I was certain that there was a God. The best decision I've ever made was reading my Bible. Front to back, reading a bit of it every day. And I will do that for the rest of my life. There's nothing better. It's even scientifically been proven now to trigger feelings in your brain like you're not alone. It relieves anxiety. Like reading the Bible is unlike any other book. Best decision you can make. Really happy to hear that. That's a number one reason I'm on the channel too, is to spread that truth, because it's the most important truth there is. There's more to life than what we have here. Life wasn't meant to be evil. It wasn't meant to be pain and suffering. The final end game for everybody should be heaven. Don't separate yourself from that truth and go into utter darkness.
All right, Gary Wolf, you got another spot on the wheel. You can pick the number. There's 3, 4, 6, and 9 available. 3, 4, 6, 9. What would you like? If you like, you can check out his description on his channel. You'll see all his links there. 20-year, currently actively serving. Charisse, thanks for popping on. Go to bed, get some rest, and feel better. Definitely not a false valor here, but thanks for coming in. Make sure you double tap that screen. 3 a.m. did get 3 spots. I picked his spots for him. You would like 3? You got it, Grey Wolf. Thank you so much. We got 1, 2, 3 spots left, guys.
Love how some of my haters joined in. Gotta love those people that look at a 20-year vet and tell him he's been stealing valor.
Yun Toe Bean says, yo, what up, Weatherman? What's up, homie?
Not much lower disrespect you can give somebody who is actively serving 20 years for his country and say he's a fake. But I hope you sleep well tonight.
Rankin Raccoon, we are playing for a spot to win one of the coolest Weatherman's custom knives. It's $10 a spot. I will show you that bad boy right here. $10 a spot. Super chat there. We pay for all the shipping, import fees. We take care of it all. It's got a really nice belly on it. Nice live edge. It's really, really nice.
One thing, because I think most of my fam jam, most of the coolest crew is here right now, right?
Yep.
My last live, I made a little mention of I'm back to me. I'm doing me. I'm not focusing on making people like me. I'm doing what I enjoy. I'm doing what I was born for. This is it, whether you call it silly or not. Ever since I did that, yeah, I've received more hate than I probably have. Doing my YouTube for over 6 years. You know, thank you to those who can understand and show respect. And I'm enjoying this. You gotta be a little bit different on YouTube. That's why I'm dressed. Playing the role, playing the game, playing what I feel comfortable in, what I love to do. I joined as an infanteer right from the get-go. That's what I wanted to do right from the get-go, and then God led me into other trades. This is it. This is it, boys and girls. This is it. Some of us train in a video game. Some of us train real life. Whether I'm going to tell people that throwing knives is my special weapon that I take to war, no. Of course you have a gun. But that doesn't mean you don't do hand-to-hand combat training. That doesn't mean you don't do knife training. That doesn't mean you don't focus on your health and fitness. Just because you have a gun, that doesn't cancel out the reason to train yourself in a way where you can be ready as best as possible for what war can offer. Anybody who says their gun is everything, what's the point of a knife? What's the point of all these other things you do? That is stupidity. That's an ignorant, prideful person, cocky, probably an American, no offense, but they're all about their guns, and they think because of their guns, they're unstoppable. As much as a gun is my number one, my primary, my secondary, you know, when the chips fall, when things go south, if ammunition ran out, you're always going to want to have a knife on you. And being able to train with a knife, because you'll never run out of ammunition with a knife, being able to use this thing to its fullest capacity involves throwing it. Doesn't mean the first thing I'm going to do is throw it. That doesn't mean you throw away your knife if you only have one knife on you. Okay? That's not what any of us who is trained in knife throwing will ever recommend anyone to do. You just throw away your knife. There's very tactical and practical reasons to maybe throw your knife, but it most likely is pushed into the last resort. It's just good to know you can do that. It's good to know if an animal approaches you. You're doing jungle warfare. You don't know where you are. You can throw your knife because you don't want to get into a hand-to-hand with an animal. It's much different than a human. There's reasons to use this that will keep you alive. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Don't let the haters come in and make you feel discouraged or second guess yourself. Training as much as you can. It's your time and what you give yourself. It's up to you. No one else can tell you you're training too much. Nobody can tell you you're putting too much sugar in your coffee. You like it that way, then you train as much as you want. As many things as you want. Just because you can punch doesn't mean you shouldn't take Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Just because you can butter your toast doesn't mean you shouldn't take some lessons on how to throw a knife. You know, yeah, you can use these things, but learn them. Learn them safely, properly. Take things seriously. If you're a soldier, you want to be ready for as much as you can possibly. You can't be ready for everything. That's impossible. Because war can bring some messed up things. You just never know what you're going to get involved with. The stories of how some people, they play the game of war, immoral. You're going to have to check yourself. It's mentally destroying. But you can come home if you train right, if you play it smart, and if God's on your side.
So Raccoon, I got you 2 spots. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all the new people popping in.
Nordic Viking, thank you for gifting your membership.
We've done over 25 of my custom knives. I make them by hand. And anybody in the chat, if you have any doubts, I get whoever wins tonight, just take a screenshot of your name, send me that in an email along with your shipping address, and I get you a tracking number the next day. Unless it's closed, and then I get it the next day. And I don't procrastinate. I get that stuff done as soon as possible. So anybody new, I rest assure you right away, your knife is already in the mail and it's on its way. I cover everything. Import fees, if you have to pay in your country when you get it, you just send me that receipt and I will reimburse you. It's just a way to give back. I do them in a raffle, and I also do them as orders as well now. But I prefer the raffle because it gives people a chance to hang out, get the knife for cheaper, and I can get that out more, and I enjoy it. But I'm also taking orders now. I've already had an order, and I get on that right away, so I just put you in line. So if I have a bunch of orders, I just start with the first person that got to me, and I work my way down the list. So if I can't get to you right away, I'll get to you as soon as possible. You can have my word on that.
That was Delbert that bought 2 spots, just different names because of YouTube.
Oh.
It all.
Can you guys even see these knives? A lot of people that doubt knife throwing, they've never seen it done properly. Even on camera, it's very hard to see the realism to it, to see the impact, the speed, the concealment. Everything is very difficult to really take serious through a screen. To properly understand the effect a knife can have on something thrown, you would have to see it done. How fast it can be done, how much penetration, how deadly a false edge knife can be versus a live edge knife. A live edge knife thrown is more deadly. It's just crazy though, the impact you can have on a thrown knife. You can stab as hard as you want. The impact of a thrown knife will beat it 10 times out of 10. And that's, again, putting a little bit of training in there.
John Wick says he's getting much better at his knife throwing.
Is that because of those knives? Or the pencils I sent you?
Flavio, did you get your package yet, buddy? If I win a knife, would you ship to Norway? Of course.
Yes, I've already shipped to Norway.
Yep.
Was it Norway? Yeah.
Yep.
I've already shipped to Norway. Already had a guy that popped in, Jorgen. Yeah, so that's no problem.
John Wick says yes, those pencils.
Yeah, if you can throw those shurikens really well, oh man, it really steps your game up for throwing knives. I find lighter things, smaller things like that, when you learn to manipulate their throw in a no-spin way, certain things that are very difficult to throw, it just propels your skill, and you can pretty much adjust for any knife when you start learning what the difficult, unbalanced, the weight's off, whatever the case, whether super heavy or super light, I would say both work really well, and it really helps. Like oddly shaped things like this is what I would say is a training tool. This isn't a throwing knife, this isn't a combat knife. Anybody who's teaching anybody out there, this includes the past combat knife thrower on YouTube. This includes Ralph Thorne. They might have some good thoughts, opinions. They don't have combat experience. And as soon as they have a knife without a live edge and they're telling you that's a combat knife, that's where it loses a lot of it discredits them a lot. In my opinion, that just, they have a lot of good things to say because there's logical things you can say about knife throwing. When it comes to combat, of course you don't throw away your last weapon. And of course you want to be able to throw under any circumstance. But I take that to a certain level as well. You don't need to be worried about jumping and throwing your knife. I wouldn't throw a knife if I was forced to jump. I wouldn't be throwing my knife around a wall. As soon as you take power, you cut your throw by 50%, you can't give it as much power as you want. You're then at that point of you're just throwing it away. If I'm throwing behind here, the power is gone. I'm not going to be able to follow through. I'm not going to be able to deliver the body mechanics necessary. And it doesn't have to be long. It's not like this is a silly combat throw. That's 1 second. It's gone. But being able to throw under any circumstance, yes, that's a good drill. You know, you'll be healthy, jumping around and throwing knives, rolling, jumping off trees and doing all that fun stuff. That's great, but that's not realistic. What's up?
We filled our wheel.
Okay, let me get my thought. We'll get to the wheel. Fill the wheel. Thank you for everyone playing. Let me just get the train of thought out. Because people need to know the truth when it comes to knife throwing, when it comes to combat. Everything out there is coming from people who don't have combat experience, who have nothing else other than they know how to throw a knife. They're not tactically thinking about it properly. And like my point was, as soon as you see somebody pulling out a knife that looks like this, and they say this is combat knife throwing, this isn't. Like, if you have the choice to have a knife with a live edge, that's your combat knife. Never take a false edge knife into war, into any combat situation. That's a choice you don't need to make. So have a knife that you can throw that is also available to be a normal knife for combat. Because you probably, 9 times out of 10, will not throw that knife. Yes, I'm a combat knife thrower. I'm not going to tell you, though, that's the first thing I'm going to do with my knife. I'm going to evaluate the situation as quick as I can with the training I've been given, and I'll make my assessment the best of my ability at that time. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to make a choice to throw my knife. So have a knife you can use in hand-to-hand combat, but at the same time, you can throw this thing if you have to. And always have a backup knife. Both knives, you should be able to throw. You should be able to throw the knives you carry if you're a combat knife thrower, and it should have live edges for both of them. You penetrate better, it's just smarter, guys. Combat knives that I've seen from Ralph Thorne they're silly circus knives, and they're not knives that are going to hurt people. Even in a circus, they do those impalement acts. If they miss and hit the person on their wheel, it's not going to kill them. It's not going to hurt them. They don't have power. The knife isn't sharp. It's just barely got a tip on there. It's not that dangerous when you really know what a knife should be. These knives aren't even considered knives, in my opinion. They're props. They're circus tools, and they're just for show. So that's one of the first things I would always recommend. You're going to want to be a combat knife thrower. You better progress your skill to be able to throw a knife with scales, something you can grip, something that you can use as a knife should be used. Okay, that's what I would recommend. A knife that you can throw. We'll get to that. I have some pretty cool trick shots. I call them trick shots. I'm used to it. But at the end of the day, they're skill shots. They develop your skill of fast draw. They develop your skill of throwing knives under pressure. And you're tracking a moving target. Those are the pinnacle of throwing weapons, is to be able to hit a moving target under pressure. That's what you want to be able to do. So we're going to do a little bit of that today, but I think we're going to get to the wheel. I have some more teaching points. I'm going to be always sharing knowledge that I've learned through my training, my experiences, and to be obsessed with knife throwing, tactical knife throwing, since I began. I'm not a competition thrower. I've won many competitions online. I've pretty much dominated every online competition that there is in the knife throwing community and outside of the community. So if I can get to a competition one day, I'll probably bring my skills to it. But right now, I'm a combat knife thrower, and I've always been. So that's what I'm here for. Thanks again for everybody playing. Sorry, my wife's going to show you the knife that I made, and it was up for grabs. Whoever wins, just give me a screenshot of your name if you haven't won before. In my emails in the description, and I will send this off to you if you get me your mailing address as soon as possible. If you don't send me your mailing address, we're going to be playing tic-tac-toe for a bit, trying to get a hold of one another, and if you can just get me your screenshot of your name, prove to me it's you with your mailing address, then I can get this out in the next 24 hours to you.
Will we be doing a second wheel? Because someone already said.
Yes, I have other knives available, so we can do a second, we can do a third, we can do a fourth.
I'll take a picture of the first winner. We'll put it in the chat, and then we'll start a second wheel for our buddy in Norway here. So this is what you guys have a chance to win. Like we said, we pay all the shipping, import fees. One of you lucky guys on the wheel is going to win. So good luck, and here we go.
I always let my wife spin, because I break it if I spin it. All right, who we got?
Grey
Close to
Wolf.
John Wick. You guys see that? Congratulations, Grey Wolf.
Grey
Yeah,
Wolf.
they see it.
Lucky number 13.
Is that new, or is that's Grey Wolf is my man, Nathan, the medic. That's his new name.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure that's Nathan. Nathan, are you there? Because your name changed, and you just messaged me. And is Nordic Viking Norway, is that a new one? Or is
That's our buddy that's from Norway. He, not Jorgen. Oh man. But yeah, yes, it is him, he said.
Hey buddy, are you in New York City? I can't believe you went without me. It's good to see you, bro. You want a knife, buddy. So I don't even have to ship it to you. I can meet you at work. Grey Wolf is a Canadian medic. One of the best Canadian medics we have in our entire country. Don't let him tell you otherwise. He's too humble. This guy is so good at his job as a medic. Guys, medics are should be one of the most respected trades out there. And if you haven't seen movies like Hacksaw Ridge, I would see those types of movies to give yourself another little little more knowledge of how some medics were in the past. You know, they don't go to kill, they go to save lives. And some of the things these medics do on a day-to-day basis is incredible. It's overlooked. And people like Nathan, they need this type of shout out. They need some encouragement because you can get pretty down on yourself because all you're seeing is negative stuff. People don't go see a medic when they're feeling
Hold on,
leave
that there.
People don't go see a medic when they're 100%. You know, people are going to see a medic when chips have fell. Medics are freaking the bee's knees. And Nathan, man, you just always knew I had a ton of respect for you. But just so you know again, my man, he's out, he's deployed right now, popped in, said hi, won himself a knife. I couldn't be happier to get you a freaking knife, bro.
Okay, Nordic, you got one spot on the wheel. Let me know what spot you would like.
Nathan, I will sign that knife for you specially. So if you want something else engraved on it, you let me know. But I'll get that knife nicely engraved with a little bit of some thanks to you and what you do.
He says he's at sea doing, I don't know that word, ISRTs, ISSRTs.
You're doing some more ISRTs, eh?
He says he's pumped. John Wick says, can I hire Grey Wolf? He sounds amazing.
Right? Everybody would want this guy as
You want
their
red?
medic.
You got it. What did I do with my marker? Uh-oh. Bear with me. Lost my marker.
What's this mean? You have enough jewels for a gift.
Oh, we've been sending you bags of ketchup chips. Alright, so you got spot red, which is number 3.
Anybody know what these jewels are? What they mean?
They are. I'm just gonna put Nordic Viking. And then I'm gonna do Norway. Thank you so much. You were officially on the wheel. Got 13 spots.
Yeah, 14 spots. I like that. You know, whatever, if the channel gets busy, I'll always be able to have 14 people get a chance. Those that are really wanting it will get there. No bots. A lot of people do these online wheels, and I think a lot of bots can come in and get involved in those without even being there on the live. So this gives it, I think, a little bit more fairness. All right, a little bit of a break there. I'll jinx myself, but I have not missed yet. I probably have thrown 50 times. 40 to 45 of those throws are probably in the bullseye. You know, combat knife throwing, one of the things too, if you want to be at all confident, you better know your training because you're going to have to be your own sensei. You're not going to be able to go to a martial arts place and get somebody to train you in knife throwing. That's something that you're going to have to learn on your own. There's some people like myself and out there that can help you get started and can teach you what they know. Most likely they learned from somebody, that person learned from somebody, and it's not passed on through, you know, books, it's classes. I think there's one knife throwing book out there, again, made by Ralph Thorne, but I don't advise a lot of people to go through those routes. If you really took it seriously, you could write the book he made. The things he's saying is true. You know, you need to be able to throw a knife any which way, anyhow, like under any circumstance, condition, weather, wet, cold, hot. You know, all these things are going to play into when you might need to throw a knife, so you got to be ready for anything. But I would have to tone it down a bit on making it more realistic for people. So I'm working on trying to do that and come up with an updated version or just a more real version for people coming from a soldier, coming from somebody who deals with combat training on a day-to-day basis, who has that past experience in combat, that can actually bring you some real tactical scenarios, some real life, examples of how to use this effectively if the opportunity comes. You have to be realistic in your scenarios. That's a very tactical thing. The definition of tactical is preparing strategies, in the most smartest way possible, most realistic way, practical way possible. And then acting out those scenarios so that you can train in them over and over and over again. So when it happens, you can almost react on instinct, that you can knock out the doubt, you can knock out the error as much as possible and kind of train for success. No matter what, we're not going to be able to be perfect in any training, but you can definitely become better. And that's the goal, to be more better, to have a higher chance to save your life or someone else's life. We just want to move that bar up a little bit. That's the goal in any martial arts. And knife throwing should be considered like a martial art, a combat, just an addition to martial arts. It's not a one thing for all. I think you need to combine as much as you can possible with the time you're given, with the time you want to give into this. If you're a soldier, you should be giving your whole workday into this. This should be something that you're obsessed with, because your life and others are on the line. You got to have someone's 6, someone's 12, someone's 3 o'clock, someone's 9 o'clock. You got to be covering, doing everything, right? When you're out to war, you want to have somebody with the same mindset that you can trust. The more we can do this, the better.
Thank you so much for buying a spot for Flavio. The Rock Enjoyer says, support from Ontario, thank you for your service. And Will Gibb wants to know, is that axe in the middle for sale?
This one here, the Trident?
Yeah, I think that one.
One of these days I can. I've never even thrown that. I've won a lot of, I've done a lot of competitions. I've won a lot of online competitions. I've won thousands of dollars, and I was able to buy a lot of stuff that I don't use because I wanted to buy stuff I didn't have. We could definitely sell that maybe one day. But right now it looks nice up there.
Flavio, I'm giving you your spot 11. Thank you again, Joe Mick.
There's 2 ways I would throw. One is you're relaxed. You're standing like a ninja. The person's not going to see it coming. Your knife's going to be right in your sheath here. I like it here. Very easy to get to. I have 2 knives here. Very comfortable, very easy to get to. I'll show you how easy and how fast I can deploy this and throw it with my fast draw skill shot coming up. Stay tuned. As soon as we have quite a bit of people, I'll probably just get right into it. So if you guys want to see a cool trick shot, once that number goes up to a certain steady mark, we'll get into it. But you definitely have, for me, I would say 2 main combat throws. One's from the side. So you kind of bring it up as fast as possible, and you just launch. You don't even have to put much step into it, but I would always say in your combat throw, you want to be able to give the most power possible. I would sacrifice a split second to get myself into a position that would just allow me to throw harder. You don't want to throw your knife away. Everyone says it. Even if you have other knives on you, if I'm throwing like this, that would probably bounce off this vest. It wouldn't even go through my vest. It would just bounce off. It would hit me and it would bounce off. It might hurt, but in the adrenaline, in that war scenario, that combat scenario, your adrenaline's pumping, you're not going to feel it. You want to be able to hit that person hard enough that if their adrenaline's going, they don't notice they're bleeding out. That's stuck in them, right? You want to hit some arteries. I would always aim for the center of mass if possible. What they're wearing will dictate that. You might want to aim for the leg, right? You might have a chance where they're not moving and you can surprise throw at somebody and you'll aim for here in the neck. Areas that aren't armored to give you the best opportunity. Now I've penetrated pucks through titanium, hockey pucks, baseballs. Penetration of a knife is underrated. It's just, you don't realize the impact a knife can have on somebody when it has the right tip, nice aggressive, sharp, live edge tip, and the knife is heavy. Light knives are more of a distraction in my opinion. They're not going to penetrate as much as a heavy knife. You want something 250 grams or more. 250 to 350. If you are a soldier, you should have the muscle to be able to throw harder in combat. You can't forget about strength and conditioning. I'm kind of siding into another rant, another teaching point. You want to be able to have the right muscle. You have the strength and conditioning is so overrated. You want to be able to do that. Before I get into that more, because I'll go a lot into that, the next way of throwing is already in your low position. So usually I'm like this. People say, why? You know, I'm zeroing in, I'm in the ready. In the military, we're at the ready. We're on patrol, our rifle's at the side. So we can just bring it up and shoot. So that's pretty much where I am. I'm just bringing it up, if I can, to be even more ready as with a knife. Because this is my load position, okay? Don't throw this way. Don't be obtuse. You want to be a 90-degree angle or a little bit smaller. That's a healthy throw. You're not going to put more stress on your elbow, and you're going to get the most power that way. That's the best way to throw. Any of these sidearm throwers, underhand, they're telling you combat underhand throw. I wouldn't listen to those people. They lose my respect when they start taking it that way. They have no combat experience. They just think they can do it, so they can do it in combat. That's not the case. Be smart. You want the most power as possible. Your throw, you might only have one shot, and that one shot could either screw you over or help you. So you want to make it the best shot freaking possible. So my second way, again, my first one is down to the side. More realistically, I'm going to step. I'm always going to step. That just gives you way more power, that step, right? So you're going to be able to, at the side, boom. Nice and hard, nice and fast. That's my second way of throwing if I have to, because I'm just chilling and I'm surprised and I'm just whatever, walking up. Someone doesn't notice that I'm their enemy, and then I can throw and then I can charge with my second attack. My next one, like I said, it's going to be at the ready. I have my knife. I've ran out of ammunition. I'm in a bad spot, but I'm not going to be walking around not armed. I have my knife deployed. I'm in a dangerous situation. I'm going to be like this at the ready. I have another knife on me. I'm normally going to have a pocket knife on me, and most likely another combat knife on me. You're limited to what you're carrying because you want to be carrying more ammunition, canteen, medical supplies, grenades, flash grenades, night vision goggles. There's so much kit you could possibly have that's needed. You're not going to have 14 knives on you. So you're not going to have 4 or 5 knives on you. You might have 2. So you're going to be walking in the ready in a dangerous situation. So I can just, that's my most accurate way of throwing. It's almost like a baseball pitcher. Now the baseball pitchers have narrowed it down, the body mechanics, to get the fastest pitch, the hardest pitch possible in baseball. There's no one doing it different. They're all very, very similar. There's some differences in some pitchers, but you could barely notice them if you're watching. So they're starting like this, right? Most pitchers. Then they do the raise of the leg. That is going to get you way more power when you can load and then transfer that load forward, right? So I'm close to that, but I got to be faster, and it's unrealistic in combat to raise my leg back. If I can, yeah, I will, because I'm in the dark and no one sees me. I'm going to make sure that thing is as hard as possible, and I'll freaking do that leg raise real quick. But ultimately, you're at the ready, you're walking. It's a very versatile position. You want your knees bent a little bit. It's just like you're patrolling. It's just like you're walking with your C7, your M16, whatever weapon issued by the military that you're in. Your AK-47, you're patrolling. Boom, you see something. You can deliver that thing and then deploy your next knife and attack.
Grey Wolf, thank you for tuning in. He says he's got to step out, but he's looking forward to the knife.
Awesome, buddy. I will, if it's okay with you since you're deployed, we'll just meet up. You can come over and I'll give it to you. And then I'll teach you how to throw it. Awesome, I'm looking forward to that, man. You let me know when you're back. And hopefully you can get on the ship. We're being deployed in April, and you can come with me. No one else I would rather go with than you, man. You might have already left, but there's no one else I would rather go with than you. And I needed the medic once. I had my lungs collapse way back in the day, and I went through some tough stuff. Hunter, you've been awesome, bro. I appreciate your support, bro. I'm here to help you right through life, man. We're here together, man. We're family now, Hunter. So, one thing about combat knife throwing, it's not about just throwing knives. I'm talking combat knife throwing Pacific. It's not your combat knife throwing. If you're into combat knife throwing, you have to think about, how am I going to get to deploy my knife and throw it? What am I going to do after I throw the knife? Those are two big things overlooked in the knife throwing community. They just talk about throwing it. What do you need? Like, just throwing it. Throwing it, you got to be able to throw it jumping. You got to be able to throw it rolling. They're just not realistic. They're not combat experience. What are you going to do to get to that throw? What are some scenarios you guys can think of? And maybe you guys can write them in the chat and share them quick. Ideas. Thinking realistic as possible. What scenario would you think is a good one to maybe throw a knife? What would be a scenario that you can think about what you would get into? One thing, I'll give you an example of mine. Sometimes for me, what I think realistically, it has nothing to do with humans. It's animals. You're not going to want to waste your ammunition on an animal, right? Sometimes an animal can be a threat. Look at the past history in wars. Some of the areas they go into, the Vietnam, like sometimes animals can be a threat. You just don't think about it in war. I think throwing a knife from an animal approaching you with rabies surprises you. You don't have your weapon on you because you're in a safe place maybe, taking a piss break. Normally you have your knives always right there with you. And I would probably throw my knife at an animal that's going to attack me than do anything else. So there's one scenario I would get into. Now, I would throw it and then I would deploy it. I don't know if that throw would scare away the animal. I would have to react because then I'm like, dang, that's cool. And then I'd collect my knife. If that knife went into the animal, I might have to trace it. I'm going to have to go find it. We don't know if that will screw my position up and I'm going to want my knife back. But it will probably drop. You don't know what's going to happen. You might want to, while it's running away, grab your gun again and then, okay, save my life, but I want my knife back, depending. You might be able to get another knife and say, screw it, see you later. So that's a scenario I would look at as realistically throwing a knife. I always look at, it's a last resort. So a lot of my thinking isn't necessarily trying to put myself in a scenario where I'm going to get myself hurt. And I think about throwing. I don't want to overthink about it in combat situations. So if animals are around, my thinking is going to go to throwing a knife. Right away, depending on the situation, if enemies around, I don't want to make sound. Throwing a knife might be the best scenario. If that animal doesn't want to leave me alone and it's going to possibly give me rabies, bite me, whatever the case may be, right? That normally animals with rabies are more going to be approaching humans. They're not going to be scary. They're not going to be easily scared off. And you might not want to make loud noise. So being able to just see that animal coming, and that's why we say have targets low, because animals are down low. And just practice doing that. And if you can throw a knife, one of the things Ralph Thorne might say is you want to be able to throw at different targets, at different heights, at different sizes, very accurately, on the fly, down low, up high, in the middle, off to the side, at angles. You want to be able to throw because you don't know the position you're going to need to throw. Wherever your enemy comes at, that's where you might have to throw. And sometimes your enemy can be an animal. A snake, a cobra, right? Whatever the case, you might even just want a meal. But you don't want to waste your ammunition. Throwing a knife can get you there.
John Wick said small game hunting.
Yeah, hunting, right? In war, you could be in a bad situation and you need to find food because your rations are gone. You depleted your rations. So what are you left with? Well, you're going to have to find food. So you can definitely throw at a squirrel, right? You can just chill at a tree really quietly. Wait till an animal comes really close to you. You're camoed up like me. They're not seeing you. They're, animals, if you're really, really still, not making noise, they can approach you very close. You can wait for your shot, make it smart. If I'm chilling to kill an animal, I'm going to be in my position, ready to throw. I'm not going to be hiding or tucked, so then I have to get to my throw. I'm going to be waiting, hiding, maybe beside a tree, maybe just standing out in the open, really still. And as soon as that animal is where I need it, I'm going to throw. Did I hit it? No? Okay, I'll go get my knife and I'll try again. There's no other way I can maybe get an animal. You set up some traps, then you're gonna have to wait to see if those traps work. Well, while you're waiting, you can use your knife and hunt. It's another good option. So some people that might need to see this channel, share it. A lot of people that might doubt you when you're a knife thrower, the naysayers, you can share this with them. They can come on here, ask questions, talk to somebody that is doing it. You might have some guy at home drinking his spiced latte with an extra shot of soya milk, and he's giving you a hard time. You can quickly put him off, share the video, and I'll talk to him. Some people just, they don't think properly. Yeah, it's a logical thought that they're thinking. Oh, why would you throw away your only weapon? You're just throwing away your knife. That sounds logical, right? That's not the case. That's just a poor thought, even though it sounds right. No one's ever going to throw away their only weapon. Again, maybe if it's an animal, because that might be how you want to. You want to get in a hand-to-hand combat with a freaking animal. Even a bear. I thought about it myself. I'm out in the bush. I do a lot of bushcrafting. I'm not going to want to get. I'm going to throw and hope that knife, God makes it go into its eyeball, into his brain. That might have only one shot. I can't get away. I'm going to wait till it's as close as I can, and I'm going to give it everything I got, or else I'm done. I'm done anyways. You better go out trying to survive. And if that knife can go right in its eyeball, even if I have two knives, I'll try one for its eyeball, right in the mouth, into his neck, and I'll draw the next one out, and I'll just stab his eyeballs as soon as he freaking throws me around like a doll. So if you're on the channel too, a lot of people don't realize, I nowhere am I ever acting like I would use this against a guy with a gun, right? You can also, when you're training, think of things where you wouldn't use your knife against a guy holding a gun. You know, I would try to get out of a lot of situations in that way. I better have a gun myself. Now, if I'm dead and that's the only chance I have, I might try to surprise throw my knife through his neck. I might not think about that, and I might try to get close to him if he doesn't see me. Get behind him and stab him in his jugular and pull out. Quick way of killing somebody, and very quietly and very fast. So he won't make too much noise. You get it through that neck. You want a long enough knife that can get right through the neck and out. And he's done. He's not going to make a sound. He's going to bleed out quicker than he can count until one. He won't be able to count. He won't be able to say a word. So if you can get really close, that's cool. You know, people use sometimes a rock. If it's raining, best chance to do some hand-to-hand ninja stuff. But you can use a rock, get his attention towards the rock. That will give you a couple seconds to maybe get closer. You want to get as close as possible, and then right into the neck. Or if you throw your knife and miss, it's like you threw the rock. Have a backup plan. We were just talking about things that get you to a situation. We talked about the animals. You have to have a backup plan. So if you're going to throw, let's say you have no ammo. You're trying to get a gun, right? So you're maybe trying to get something that you can use better than a knife. And you want that guy's knife. You see him in guard. He's at night. You know, you want to recce the place. You want to make sure you know where everyone is. Take an hour hidden and just look around and see what you're working with. Get some patterns. Maybe a guy went to the washroom. You know where the washroom is. All right, now you know where people are. Throw your rock. Use sound for your advantage if you can. A car's coming in, a truck's coming in from the distance, whatever. You're getting up to that guy, and you're going to throw your first knife at his neck, right? And that knife you're throwing, you might be 10, 15 feet from him, because I've done recce training, and I've gotten really close to the enemy. And then I retreated, and I sat beside this base, and I drew everything I saw. And then I snuck out, went back to my base, and I laid out the base. I went to my commander, and I said, here's the freaking drawing of that entire base, where they piss, they're smoking, where they're doing everything. I got it all laid out. You can get so freaking close if you know what you're doing. So you got yourself 10, 15 feet. That's what I would say is a combat range of throwing a knife. You're 10, 15 feet. He doesn't see you. Boom. You're now at him in a split second. So he's not going to react well. Nobody's trained to react to something thrown at them. There's no training for that. If there is, I've never heard of it. You go to a martial arts and they train you with things thrown at you. That's very, very uncommon. So his reaction's not going to be the right one. He's most likely going to have to deal with it in his neck, and he's going to be like in a split moment of shock, but you're already there finishing the job. You're already there finishing the job. Your second attack, right? This is what you need to do after your throw. You better be ready. So if I miss, I'm still charging. I miss. His reaction went off to where that knife landed. The sound is now in the opposite direction to me. And now I've approached him, and I've already had my other knife out. I'm in his neck, and I'm pulling it out. He's looking like that. My neck is in his, my knife is in his neck, and I yanked out his freaking jugular. He's done. Now I got his gun, and I'm dragging him out into the bush to hide him. I got his weapon. I can take his clothes, whatever I need to do. Realistically, you're probably just killing him and taking his ammo and his weapon, and you're freaking out of there. You want to think about what to do after. Really, you're either throwing and then applying a lot of quick force. You're throwing, you're grabbing your knife, and you're there. All happening within a second or two. The throw, the knife, and then the charge is going to happen within a second or two. You're going to train. Like I can show you this over and over and over again without missing my knife. Maybe once I'll miss my knife. I might not. I'm pretty confident I'll hit my knife from 10 to 15 feet 10 times out of 10. You're in that position, and then you're there finishing the job. All within a second. Timing. Do that drill over and over again. All right? The next would be you're throwing and you're running. I'm not looking to do many retreats. If I'm going to throw, I always tell people too, the most realistic I can think of is it's going to be at night. You're going to have a chance to disappear. And you're in the right area. It's not open. You don't want to throw in the open and stand like a freaking target for anyone else that is around or you didn't see. Your throwing is most likely going to be a surprise attack. It's most likely going to be you don't have ammo, you're in a tough situation, you got one guy picked away, he went to the washroom, he's pissing at a tree. You waited for him, you kind of got to the area, everyone goes and pisses. You're waiting now for the next guy to go piss. While his dick is in his hands, you've lined up right here, right near underneath his Adam's apple. You line that up, and you're throwing as hard as you can at that guy. And then you're rushing him, taking him out. Using sound to your advantage, knowing your surroundings, very important. There's a whole understanding of what's going on to think realistically, I'm going to throw my knife.
What is a good rotation knife?
I don't deal too much with rotation knives. One of my favorite rotation knives is a bootlegger by a Canadian maker. This thing it's a very good knife. I like knives that look like knives. This has a live edge. It's beautiful. It's a bootlegger. It's got a small scale, so I can comfortably use this in competition. It's got a nice grip. I like when I'm using this for competition because 3 meters, you're holding the handle. 4 meters, you're flipping it around. 5 meters, you're back to the handle. 6 meters, you're back at the blade part. 7 meters, you're back at the handle. You're always moving up a half a spin. So 1 full spin with the handle. 4 meters is a spin and a half. 5 meters is 2 spins. And then you're going all the way to 3 spins at 7 meters. Some people can adjust that though, and they can do 2 spins all the way. How you manipulate your knife is up to how you're training. But I like to say that the shape of my handle is very similar to the shape of the tip. And I think that's very important when you're flipping your knife around. You're training and it have those very similar. You don't have to adjust your training too much. One knife that's got a nice handle like this, but a thick top, like a Bowie, might be a little bit different. And I think having them very similar is very good, important for a rotational knife. So I really like the bootlegger. I also really like the Matador. It's Joseph Dare's design. I love blue steel. It gives you a little bit more grip, especially if you're sweating on a summer day. And again, very similar top and bottom, as in the grip feel is very similar. You might not look it, but you can just feel it. And you got that same thickness. You're feeling good. It's very comfortable this way, and it's very comfortable this way. Most rotation knives that I like are about 14 inches long. They're going to be, I think this is 3/16 thickness, is about, I think around 5 millimeters thick. Very center balanced. Again, it's just very easy. It's very like simple makes for rotational knives. Nothing complicated. You're talking rotation like as in competition, right? That's what I kind of went with what you said. Another really good one I like is the One for All by Louis Prince. Prince Steel Knives. It's called the One for All because it's good for rotation, half spin, and it's got a good no spin. I put my own custom digital camo scales on it. It's got Chicago screws. They don't get in the way that much for no spin at all for me. But then I train with very thick scales, and I can throw very thick scales very well. That was the goal, and that was the training, that was the focus. So scales don't bother me one bit. But this One for All is very comfortable as well. Both ways. Again, you can see the difference, right? So this isn't my go-to, but you can train where it's very comfortable. As long as you're training and you're putting in the right time, you're not switching up knives, switching up throwing. You want to be really good at rotational. All right? I have the understanding of knife throwing. I don't need to be an expert at rotational to teach you guys now. I know rotational throwing, and I've taught multiple people how to throw a knife rotationally, and I got them to stick it, people who've never thrown in their life, almost immediately. Little kids I've trained from the ages of 3 all the way up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 11, and they've all stuck in knives. So it's not complicated. Don't let anyone make you think it's complicated. There's people out there that are always going to try to complicate things. Whether or not they just want to sound smart or they're just obsessed with knife throwing, that's cool. But it doesn't help people learn from the beginning. It's a simple thing that we've been doing pretty much since we've existed, and it's not complicated.
So, 3 a.m. has been sending little poutine gems. And him and John Wick ended up ordering poutines.
What is this thing? Is anyone explaining what this means?
No, I've already asked. And then 3 a.m. wanted to actually like DoorDash you a poutine to surprise you. But I told him we were still sticking strict to our carnivore. And he's like, well, in honor of you guys, I got the meat lovers poutine.
Oh, buddy. So I was in Newfoundland for a bit. 3 a.m. Have you ever heard of a Newfie poutine? It's the weirdest thing I've ever had. Is it good? I mean, it's not bad, but it's not a poutine in my opinion. Like, it's insane what the Newfies say is a Newfie poutine. If you don't know what I'll wait till you answer and then I'll tell you what it is if you haven't. But if you know what it is, oh my goodness, a Newfie poutine, what are you doing?
John Wick got a buffalo chicken poutine.
Delicious. I wish I could do buffalo spice sauce. Like, I've eaten so much spicy food growing up, like so much. So much pepper on everything. I love pepper. It just destroyed my esophagus. I can't do spicy food anymore. One of the reasons why I went carnivore, to just reset my body and to be as healthy as possible with some of the mistakes of nutrition I made in the past. It completely reset my body and I'm good to go now. I'm like the gold standard in the military. I just had my medical done and I have the best 120 blood pressure. It's the best you can possibly get. So I'm doing very good with my health, approaching 40. I'm very happy, and I'm just going to continue on doing this.
Russell says that he has a good French guy there that makes great poutines.
In Newfoundland or in where he is? Okay.
3 a.m. says he's not heard of that. And Raking Raccoon just bought another poutine gem.
So, a Newfie poutine is pretty much gravy and breadcrumbs. It's a breadcrumb mix with gravy. No cheese. That's the most wild thing. Because a poutine, the best part is squeaky cheese. Squeaky cheese. You can get most poutines out there, they have these cheese curds, but they're not squeaky cheese. The best poutines have squeaky cheese. When you chew them, it squeaks. You almost feel the cheese kind of squeak as you chew into it. That's a poutine. How do you not put cheese on a poutine? How are you even Canadian? I know you're Newfoundlanders and you're weird. But what are you doing, man? Throw some cheese in there with it. Make it with your breadcrumbs, which is weird because you already have the French fry. That's enough bread as it is. Their gravy's good. It's not bad gravy, but throw some cheese curds on there, bud. Right now I'm an Army guy who's been sailing in the last 2 years. So I'm with the HMCS William Hall right now. I just sailed on the newest version of the APOVs, the Robert Hampton Gray. And then before that, I was on the frigates. I was on the St. John's. And then before that, I was on the Harry the Wolf, the first of the APOVs class. But now I'm with the William Hall. I'm in the intelligence branch. I am a meteorologist. So I'm a tactical weather specialist when it comes to the military and their planning, the command team, and what they're doing. Weather is one of the most important things to know. You can do some studying. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Some of his quotes is in there. Go as you know the weather, you win the war, right? So weather is very important, and we can use that in our strategies, our tactical planning, in our missions. So I'm right there with the command team every time something's going down, and I give them their weather that they need, forecasted specifically for the target position, where we are, where the search is going, whatever the case may be. I forecast for those areas. A little history that makes what I do, I'm proud of it. So in World War I, artillery would kill our own men. Friendly fire sucked. I wouldn't want to be somebody involved in friendly fire, because you don't hit the enemy, you hit your own people. So artillery had a lot of friendly fire in World War I. World War II, the Canadians were the first ones to send up a weather balloon, as silly as it sounds, and we never killed our own men with artillery again. The weather balloon went up, it took the atmospheric data and all the levels the trajectory would go and travel, and that was inputted into the gun. And then beyond that point, we were able to hit our target with pristine accuracy. So all those shots by artillery in World War II were made possible because of a METTECH, because of a freaking meteorologist sending up a weather balloon. That's really freaking cool if you really think about it. Killing your own people to one of the best, most effective attacks still used to this day, artillery. You can send an artillery shell miles back, over and all day long. You can suppress enemy while your enemy, the blitzkrieg pop. All these attacks, artillery is huge. And it's all made possible because of weather. But I started in the Army. I started as a reserve, Royal Hamilton Light Infantry, Riley. That's where I started out at 16 years old. Right before the war in Afghanistan started. I signed up to go, and they said I was too young to go because I was only 16. I could join, but I couldn't go to war until I was 18. That freaking rocked my world.
Do you have a CAD PAT and MT?
MT, what's an MT?
I don't know if I'm reading that right.
I don't know what an MT is.
CAD PAT, whatever that is.
I'm wearing my CAD pad, but it's updated. This is the old one because I'm wearing my Navy NCUs.
Yeah.
So I have to update this as soon as I get posted. MT though, I don't know what MT is. Military something. Hunter Keene got spot 7.
Yeah, doing that now.
Spot 7 for Hunter. Thanks, Hunter. Hunter's looking for another one. He's been throwing my knife, hitting pan pins. Combat reload. I'm glad you asked that question. I would never consider combat reload something to do in combat. When people talk about throwing away your weapon, that's one of them. Again, you want to be able to have the most power in your throw. So combat throwing, if you're going to no reload something like that and then come in for a throw, first you lose your accuracy, and then most importantly, you lose your power. Don't think about no reloading. It looks really cool. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you do. Combat, no reloading, you're up close. You can throw different ways. You can throw with 2 hands. You can make it all look pretty. I've done the best with 6 knives in my hand. I can deploy 6 knives under 1 second. That doesn't mean I will do that. It's stupid. I'm sorry for anybody out there. I can do it. I didn't put my training into it at the beginning. I have certificates over there I can show you. I was number 1 in the world because I wanted to do as much competitions online as possible to push myself in my training, and I did them, and I won. Doesn't mean I added that into my training. I was done. I did that for a month, got really good. I became the best. That competition's been going on for years. I just tried it for a month. So I'm just showing you guys what was possible in my world, but I didn't take that any further than that. It's not tactical. No reloading is not a combat thing. There's a guy out there that lives in the mountains, he's mentally ill, and he'll sit there and he'll no reload and he'll argue. And he spins. Like, he spins. Like, he does, don't turn your back to your enemy. Maybe in the UFC, you can do a spinning roundhouse kick or whatever they call those and get away with it. Because you're really close to your enemy and you don't have to worry about anything else. Don't think about it. Don't give it too much thought. Again, that's my opinion, but I think it comes from a very educated, experienced opinion. So, no reloading, combat no reloading. Get that out of the window. It's fun, it's cool, it looks good for videos. People can make it look really awesome, but it's not. It's not, no. You might have one shot. And who's carrying around so many weapons, so many knives in a combat situation where you can pull out and then put the 2 in each hand and do a combat, or just 2 or 3? You're not. Realistically, in combat, you got 1 or 2 knives on you. And if you have one shot, you got one shot. Make it count. If I have 2 knives on me, I can throw 2 knives just as quick as somebody can, no reloading, but I can make each shot count. What if I miss my first shot, but I'm in my no reloading rhythm? I've lost that shot. Like, so I have 2. Just as fast, more power, more accuracy. I made each count. I'm in the throw. I'm getting rid of 1. I don't need to throw my second one, right? If I got a split second to make a decision with my next one, then I can. More comfortably, naturally, without forcing another throw or putting myself into danger because I missed that one and I opened myself up for an attack because I decided to spin around. I don't know how much more I can make it clear. If you want more examples, let me know. Because I think I can drive this one into the ground, but I feel like not much needs to be said about it. Combat knife, reloading, throw it out the window. Make and train for combat like you have, like the Eminem song. You got 1 shot, 1 opportunity. Make it count. You got 1 shot, man. Hit that bullseye, down low, up high, at an angle, every time. You want to be everywhere. Hit that mark. Make those throws count. Put everything you can into it. So if this does hit the target, you know it's going to do something. People say, don't throw away your weapon. Yeah, you don't want to. If this thing just comes at me and bounces off, first it hits me here, so I know where it's coming from, right? Only a miss, the reaction of a human being to go where the sound is. But if something hits me like this, and it doesn't do anything, I'm just looking where it came from. My initial reaction, you better be able to throw that thing and make it, even if you miss, and that tip doesn't hit. That thing's thrown so hard, the butt end is gonna like, oh man, or knock them out, or break a bone. I don't want to give anybody any sugar-coated, it looks good because I can make a YouTube video and get views. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible so you guys don't get yourself hurt. A lot of people can take a lot of things, what people do, go out in the streets and get themselves hurt because they're doing this spin combo. I put tutus on and I make fun of it because you gotta have fun with some things, and that should just be fun. Don't look at that as an actual combat effective approach. Does that help?
He said that the 4 throws look tough, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so there's ways you can hold it. So there's much better ways. So you can hold 2 knives like this, and you're kind of putting a little bit of pressure on that knife in behind. So you're gonna throw this knife out and then load for the next one. That's one way of doing it. So you can hold multiple knives that way, and you gotta train to throw that by not letting these go. And then you gotta get into your next throw fast. That's how you do no reloading. You can stack them up like stairs. So you're throwing it and it's sliding off the knife, and then the next one's ready, and you're sliding that one off the knife, and then the last one you can throw normally, or you can throw it with your thumb. And you can do that with both hands. If you train ambidextrous, you can do that. I had to train ambidextrous, so I had 3 knives in each hand, and I threw 3 knives at a meter and a half, 6 feet, something like that. No reloading is hard to get distance. A lot of people flip knives around so they can get a half spin, and then they go in for a no spin. So you can play around with how you're holding your knives and see how it releases, and just play with it until you get a stick. And normally that's going to be, look at what you're doing before you do it, understand how you're holding it, and you can play around with it that way. You can probably get some rotational throws the way I showed you. I train a lot for no spin. No spin is the most instinctive throw out there, and I've proven it to be now one of the most powerful throws out there. And I think it's a very smart, it's one of the most accepted, that combat knife throwing should be instinctive. You shouldn't be able to need a set distance. Know where you have to hold the knife in order to throw it at that distance. You don't want that. You want to be able to grab your knife and have the same grip at every distance, and you can throw it anywhere. No matter what, an inch off, a foot off, a meter off, to anywhere. You want to be able to throw it. And that's where no spin gains its reputation of being a very good combat style of throwing. I can throw up close, which I necessarily, closer than 10 feet, I'll never throw a knife. I'll always probably keep it in my hand and use it for hand-to-hand combat. But you can throw it up close, just a demonstration. For my combat range of considering knife throwing, it's going to be 10 feet right here, all the way to about 15 here, 20 feet. 20 feet just because my skill level, I know I can be very accurate and very powerful. From 10 feet to 20 feet, I'm not much difference. They're very similar. I can probably, I've done all my power trick shots here, but I'm going to try to do a knife through a hockey puck at 20 feet. And we're going to do that when the summer comes. But that's my range, and you can throw anywhere. You know, taking a step back is how you train for instinctive. Take a step back each time, and you just take it, keep stepping. So I'm 10 to 15 feet right there. Boom. And it's the same thing over and over again. The only time I missed today, so far, was with that no reloading example. If you're ready to, don't just, again, I said this in the beginning, you have to be your own sensei. You need to know when to advance yourself. Don't rush anything in your training. Know when you're ready. Don't go out there thinking you're ready to throw a knife after training for a month. You better be your own sensei, and that means you have to be honest with yourself. Are you missing? Don't matter about what other people think about you. Not in a combat situation. Being as honest as possible, as patient as much as you can be patient. So that means don't move back. Stay as close as your combat range. Train at 10 feet. Get that stick. Over and over again. In the bullseye. This knife has been falling out. I think it's because I've been stabbing it too much, and it's not the knife for the sheath. These aren't necessarily the knives I would... This is just for show. This is an Amazon vest I created for YouTube.
What about throwing from coverage?
See, again, like, take coverage, but if I'm throwing, and I've done throwing, you can check my YouTube channel, I've thrown more ways than anyone on any knife throwing channel you can find. I've jumped over bicycles, throwing 2 knives at once. I've done every jumping possible thing you can. I've jumped off trampolines. I built a little house with windows, and I threw through the windows over the house. But if you're going to throw behind here, first you have stuff in the way. I can't do a follow through to get to my other knives. It's not going to restrict my power. I'm not. I'm going to use it to my advantage, but I'm probably going to wait for the guy to get close because I have coverage. You know, maybe I'll make a noise behind me and I'll throw a rock, and he'll try to walk to go see what that is, and I'll come up from behind him and finish him off right to the jugular. If I have to throw from coverage again, I'm not. I don't even like going to if I have to, because I'm not going to force myself to do something stupid in a combat situation. Can I do it? I can do it any which way. From the side, again, I've thrown a ring around a Christmas tree, and then I pinned it no spin. It's very hard to get no spin when you're going off to the side. Up top, you can get it very easily. I'm losing a lot of power doing that. It's not, and I'm also on the ground. There's so much power you're losing At that point, I'm just giving away my position, and I'm going to probably get myself hurt. And my weapons now are, I don't have them, and I'm not going to get them back. So you don't want to waste your shot. That's why it's very important to take combat knife throwing seriously, because I would really just say at the end of the day, you have one shot when it comes to combat knife throwing. And it is your last resort. You got to make it count or you're dead. Look at it that way when you're thinking about combat. If you miss, you're dead. You want to be able to do your freaking throw, dead center bullseye like that, under pressure, with a moving target, or not, because sometimes you can surprise somebody, but most likely train for a moving target every time. As hard as possible. So if that thing's hitting somebody, it is giving you an opportunity to jump at them, because they have a weapon, they have a gun, you don't. You put something into them. So they're freaking either on the ground, but now you're on top of them. You're able to bring control on their weapon, and they're dealing with something bleeding. You can even put them on the ground, push that knife further into them. You have another knife on you. There's so many things that you can use to your advantage when you make the shot count. Train to make your shot count. Every time. Boom! Every time. Nice and fast. Nice and hard. Don't just train with a target like this. When I trained for 5 years, I had a target here, I had a target here, I had a target there, and I had them all over. And I would have 9 knives in my hand, and I would throw as fast as I can in bullseyes. You guys can look at all my training drills when I learned how to throw knives on my channel. I got over 700 videos. For the first 600 videos, nobody's seen them. I just took YouTube serious in the last year, and I'm getting more views on my stuff. But all my training and my serious work, it started over 6 years ago. I've been throwing now I'm going on 7 years. So for 4 years, 5 years, I've been just training to get very good. And I can take it a lot more serious now. At the beginning, no, I'm training, I'm getting good at something. You're not going to be a white belt or a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and think you're a freaking pro. And if you do, you're stupid. Like, you have a long ways to go. It takes, at average, I would say 10 years to get a black belt. And a black belt isn't even the highest belt. There's black belts with red stripes, and it goes higher than a black belt. So to get to a reasonable, accepted, expert level black belt, 10 years. Again, you got to be your own sensei. Yeah, I'm going on 7 years. You know, not all martial arts there's a lot to learn in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm just learning how to throw a knife one shot, one way, as best I can, as utmost pressure I can give myself, as fast as I can do it, as accurate as I can do it, with moving targets, as small targets, big targets, hard targets, you know, penetration tests. Are my knives good quality? Test the knife you're going to be bringing with you every day. Is that a reasonable knife to carry on you? This is the knife I carry around with me. I don't need to throw it. I've already thrown it. You can see because of the mark, the patina marked off on the top. This is a knife I carry around with me every day. Excellent hand-to-hand combat knife. Very good for everything. I love this glass smasher. You don't want to get yourself hurt. You have to break a window. You can use your knife, right? You don't want to hurt the tip. Boom, right? So you can use the back end. This thing has everything. And I can throw that. That's something I know is going to work. It's with me all the time. Don't take Ralph Thorne's knives into combat. Don't take the combat knife throwers' knives into combat. And don't throw like these guys. They do this. Yeah, I can throw like that. I gotta work on these sheets. These knives keep falling out. You know, like this is the way a lot of knife throwers, because they need to, doesn't even stand the target. They want to be able to throw anyway. Right? Like, you kind of look like you're in a ballerina pageant. You're in a pageant, or you're a cheerleader. You're doing some type of. It's silly. It looks silly. Some of the Ralph Thorne, what he's even wearing. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm silly. Great, I'm silly. This is what you would wear more. He's wearing leather freaking pants. In a combat knife throwing video, he's wearing leather. I only want to see my wife in leathers. And the only smart man to wear leathers is maybe a biker. Because when they fall, the leather's going to be better. It won't rip their skin out. You're in a combat knife throwing video wearing a dress shirt and leather pants, throwing a circus knife. And that's what the community looks at. It's sad that they don't look to people like myself who actually have the experience, who don't wear leather pants, man. Are you freaking kidding me? Do I even have to say that? That's so freaking silly. That's so, and he does not throw like this. He has these big chunky knives and he throws freaking horrible. He has no penetration chests. He just throws his knife and it's like, look, I can do it. And I can do it jumping. And look, I can do it. I can grab it. I can run back. I can do it. I can grab it. This is all he does in his video. Look, guys, I can run back and forth and just do this over and over again because I'm an expert. Look. Look, guys, this is combat knife throwing. Look. You want to be able to jump when you do it. Look. Look at me, guys. This is the video. That's what the video is. Basically, that's your combat knife throwing video out there. What I just did. You want to be able to throw and get your blood pressure up. That's maybe the only good thing there. But if you're going to do it, throw it. Every time. Do what I did and pin 100 cans. Take that second. Throw it. Get your heart rate up. Throw for hours doing that and just pick it up. Go faster and faster. Health and condition is huge. Being able to deal with your body is probably more important than the knife. How your knife reacts is because it's just an extension of your body. So be in shape, be healthy. Again, I was going to get into that, but that could be its own video. Health and fitness. I have a little rant about that we can talk about today. Health and fitness.
Andre says you should be wearing some leather pants for some more views.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking some implants too.
So the two boys that bought their poutines, John Wick changed his name to John Thick. I think 3 AM is working on his right now.
So, no, I don't have a bone to pick with the community or anything like that, but health and fitness, strength and conditioning. You know, we're about to have this massive competition in Vegas, and, you know, I'm not saying this for everyone, but it's a large group of people that just look out of shape. You know, you're about to present something to the world that they've never seen before, really. You want to do it the best. You know, it's sad that these people are the ones that considered the best, but they're so out of shape. I mean, you're not throwing darts, but it's almost the closest thing. And I guess there's some fat guys that throw darts. Maybe these fat guys that are throwing darts, though, they're not drug addicts. They're not alcoholics. It's like the only sport out there, knife throwing, that they're not athletes. They're not athletic. It's sad to show. Like, what I'm trying to say is, if they took their health and fitness, their strength and conditioning became part of their training, they would be way better. They would be way better, and I think it would do so much better for the sport that the athletes, the ones promoting the sport, look like athletes. You're throwing knives. Be in shape like freaking John Wick. You don't got to be like a soldier. You don't got to be like an Olympian. But lose some weight. Get some muscle. I'm about to do a video on the professor, Joel. He's a Finland world champion. Right when he got into knife throwing, he made a video about strength and conditioning. How important it is. Baseball players, when you want to get to the MLB, you want to throw like an MLB pitcher, the first thing the coaches tell you to do is go put on some muscle. That's how you're going to throw harder. That's why pitchers throw harder now, today, than they did 20 years ago. Because they're more muscular. I wish people took it more seriously. When you're the best in the world and you have a cigarette in your mouth, yeah, because you don't have much competition. Everyone else has a cigarette in their mouth too, and they're all out there to party. No other real, like, the people throwing shouldn't be drinking, shouldn't be under influence of drugs, and they should be treating it with respect. It's a sport that you want to promote. Darts. Those professionals are throwing, and everyone else is partying behind them. I don't know if you guys seen darts, but everyone's partying behind them. The people throwing the darts are throwing darts, as far as I'm concerned. It's like the only sport in the world they just don't take it seriously. They're just having fun, and they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. They all walk on eggshells, so they can't be fully honest about it. So people like me, get a bad rap because I tell it like it is. And it's in order to help them with maybe a thought process that they're not thinking about, that they can make some changes to make it better for them. If you're out there and you're a knife thrower and you're into competitions, you're going on TV, go and take 50% of the time of your training to get ready to strength and conditioning. Put down the bottle every once in a while, man. Have a drink on the weekends, yeah, but all throughout the week, put the bottle down and go pick up some weights. Go do some push-ups and pull-ups and go for a run. It's going to do you much better. This isn't me insulting you. This is me helping you be better. If 100 people in the world or in just the United States were freaking athletes and treated it like their health and fitness was serious to them, they got into knife throwing, they were not even athletically gifted. They were just health and fitness, their strength and conditioning was on par. They would dominate. Because no one there really does that. Maybe one or two. And they're probably doing really well. Loick's a very in-shape looking dude. Doesn't drink. Doesn't do drugs. That guy's probably one of the best knife throwers in the world when it comes to no spin. Not many of him out there. I come into the show and I'm also there. I'm one of the hardest knife throwers in the world. You know, if they took it serious, their health and fitness, they would just be better. They would dominate. And then other people might, you know, go with that. Other people might follow along. It takes one person to make that change and influence. And those people that are out there, those people that have a lot of influence, they got to make smarter decisions because you got influence on the generations coming up. If like Brandon, Danger, Dylan, the Full Tank Clan says it a lot. The children are the next. They're the most important because they're the ones going to be throwing it in the future. So be a good role model for them. Change your life more than knife throwing's already changed it. And now change it for the children. Put the bottle down in your videos, put the smoking down in your videos, and talk to them like they're going to be the future. And they're not going to follow in your footsteps and make bad decisions. You've made those decisions for them so they don't have to make them. And give them the right advice. Give them the right visual entertainment. And don't worry about being cool and following along. Someone's got to make a choice. Someone in that group's got to make it. And those with the most influence got to be the ones to do it. You know, Adam, Brandon, all these people out there, the soul thrower, he had a stroke. A lot of these people can benefit from taking their health and fitness seriously. That should be for everybody. But if you have a lot of influence on people, more on you, man. More on you, smarten up. More on you, bro. You got children freaking watching. How much respect do you have for yourself? Do you really care? I have a pet peeve when people mess with kids. I got in trouble with the military about it. When people mess with children, you get my worst side out of me. I think when you influence children in a way where you can control it and you decide not to, that's on you, man. All the mistakes they might make because of you, because of the parents, that's not the kid's fault almost. It's really not. Oh, man, that hurts me. Those like celebrities, those athletes, a lot of people in the world make their decision to change how they live because now they have a lot of influence on people. Knife throwers are no exception. There's my rant about that. I think it's a good one. It's a needed one. Hate me for it. I got haters as it is, whether I talk about this or not.
Steph says, words of wisdom from the coolest weatherman.
Thanks, Steph.
Go.
Thank you.
Thomas Day says, you need a bodybuilding knife throwing collab. Kill Switch, there you are, buddy. We were talking about you.
I could be the bodybuilder. I have videos coming about just sharing my fitness, my health, things I do every day. I would never tell you to do something that I don't do. The thing with health and fitness is, or a diet, you can give it a try. If it works for you, excellent. If it doesn't, then try something else. It's okay to try things and experience it so you don't have someone having to tell you. You can know for yourself whether it works or not. Nowadays, it's much harder after COVID to trust doctors as much as you want, especially the ones getting the news coverage, the ones out in the public. The ones that are getting paid. I would always advise people to listen to the ones losing their job. The whistleblowers have something to say, and they're risking it all so that you can get the right information. It's hard. It's hard now to trust anybody. So when there's areas you can learn based on your own experience, do it. Don't cheat yourself out. Listen, when you can do it, do it. Be a doer, right? Be a doer, not a don'ter. I don't know if that makes sense. Be a doer, not a don'ter.
Thomas sent you a clapping seal.
Oh,
and then he sent you like a collab of jelly-filled donuts.
Thanks, man. I can visually be enjoying that, but I won't eat jelly donuts. Some of the biggest desserts I eat are like, that's my peanuts. I love peanuts. Like, as far as chocolate-covered almonds, chocolate-covered peanuts, chocolate-covered raisins, I really enjoy like that. Like, I'm trying more if I need a snack, which I don't. It's like those rice cakes, and I throw on like this natural peanut butter with some cinnamon, peanuts or bananas. I like that. That's some honey drizzled on top, and I just do the rice. It's really good. I enjoy that type of stuff. We're gonna get into my trick shot there, guys. I don't think we're gonna hit the view count I thought we were gonna get, but
yeah, we keep going from like 20s to 30s, 20s to 30s.
yeah, that's on average. Thank you for the likes, guys. Already at 35.
36 and
I'm gonna add in a little bit more. I went out to work yesterday, camoed up off screen where you guys didn't see it to pump out a bunch of videos. So we're gonna get a mix of a bunch of stuff. We're gonna be me, the combat guy, me, the trickster and the clown, me, the health freak. All that stuff's coming.
I bet tiramisu is something you like.
No, actually.
No. Gross.
I'm not a sweets guy. I'm a salty. I don't have a sweet tooth. I have a salty tooth, and I enjoy pistachios. I love pistachios right before bed because pistachios boost your melatonin levels, and it will help you have a good sleep.
So if anyone can figure out what these new gift things are, let us know. It keeps flashing on the bottom of my screen here.
So when you throw a can, I don't care what distance you're at, you don't want to really have to train so much to throw this. So to make it easy as possible to throw the can in generally an area where the target is so you can hit it. Not like you're throwing down here and you just completely suck. Like having a light can empty isn't smart. I'll always add in a little bit of weight. What that does for me is just gives me a little more control on this. So I don't have to waste my time throwing at a can or not throwing at a can. Waste my time because it's just not going. With a little bit more weight, I can control where it's going a lot more. And if you're throwing at wood targets, which hopefully everyone is, you don't have like one of those archery targets or crossbow targets, the wood chips are going to fall out. This target's close to being done. I threw a knife and it went right into the back. I think it lasted about a month. And I probably throw on average 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not someone that needs to throw every day. If you train the right way, you almost want to train by taking a break because you want to see if your skills you're developing, you're not losing because you took a break. It's like riding a bike. You should be able to get on. If you're training right, consistent, you're not wasting. Combat throws, again, I talked about having those too. So you're not training sidearm just because you can throw it hard. You want to be able to have your hardest throw train the best if you're a combat knife thrower. And that's going to be up here. Train to have the best throw possible. Up here, 90 degrees, healthy. You're not going to hurt. Brandon, he was just throwing like this. His arm kills. Because it's not smart to throw out here. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you need to do it. Throwing all these different ways, it isn't going to help you in all the smart ways of throwing. It's going to just hurt you. Like, just because a lot of people have this influence and they think they can say what they want and people agree with them, that doesn't make them right. You don't want to throw with your shoulder out and expose all this stress on your elbow and your shoulder like this. Underarm is more healthy. All this out to the side crap, just don't do that. No, don't do that for yourself. It looks cool on camera, and if all you're worried about is views, then go ahead and enjoy it, and that's all. But you're also hurting training for the world championships, a competition. Don't train stupid, train smart. So this is a world's first. I've already done it. I just shared it in my useless facts. Nobody has fast draw like me. This is the most combat effective fast draw you can freaking see. Other than on the side here, I like having a knife here, and I've done pretty much all my fast draw videos with my knife here, and I go like this, and I pull it out. So now I'm just picking it up a little bit harder, and I'm gonna fast draw it down, and then pin it, all within a second. So it is much harder. If this was off to the side, and I can pull it out, right, a little in front, this is difficult, but I've trained to make it possible. I like it over here, because I have my arm to defend me, and my weapons are in front here. They're at my ready. So I can pull that out and do what I need to do. And when I throw it, my arm is now crossed my body. It's to my other knife. So it all can be a combo. It all can be very easily accessible. That's why I like this. But I wouldn't have it like this. I maybe would just have this knife here for combat if I went to war, and it'd probably be the other way. Because I'm not looking to fast draw in combat. This is a little bit of show. None of anything I said today when telling people to say fast draw, being able to throw from the sheath is a smart thing. I would always rather pull it out, give myself that split second to get ready. If you have to throw from your sheath, you messed up, man, and I don't think you're thinking right, because if you have to make a quick decision, quick throw, just keep it in your hand and use it as a hand-to-hand combat weapon. If you can pull it out nice and quietly, that's how you're going to want to, if you're going to do it at a person. If it's an animal, you have it out and ready, right? I always talk about having it in the ready. Don't worry about fast draw. It's for sport, it's for competition, it's for show. But in combat, you're not going to want to throw from, it's not a gun where you can shoot from the sheath like a cowboy. Right? Make sure you got that sharp. You can pull it out and be smart and make that throw count.
So John Wick just bought Steph a spot on the wheel. Steph, we saw your name not long ago. If you're here, pick a number.
Steph is like what? My 1, 2, I got like 3% women. Steph, you're a favorite on the channel.
James Mitchell just finally popped on. James, how are you? Oh, he said he fell asleep. He wasn't feeling well. I hope you feel better, James. Rest up. Just have us playing in the background.
Steph, number 11 and number 7 and number 3 have been picked. There's 14 numbers up
I
here.
already said that, yep.
Okay, sorry. And thank you, John Wick, for being so kind. She's definitely, hey Maya. She's definitely been an awesome support for the channel. Super nice in the comments. Those that comment in my videos, I've said it before, I say it again, you guys are my favorites. You're my favorites on the channel. You really keep me going. The ones that comment. It's not views. It's me, it's my family that is like, hey, hanging out, making me laugh, making me feel good, encouraging me, sharing what they know. Those are what keep me going. It's not the views.
John Wick, if she doesn't pop on again, maybe she's just busy doing something. You could always pick a spot for her. Maybe you'll be lucky.
Maya Elizabeth Tortorici.
Hey.
She's got the initials of my job. I'm a Met Tech. She can also pick a number for Steph. She's been pretty lucky.
Yeah, today I did.
How did you have some of your licorices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph, are you here?
As soon as that's good, we're gonna do this sick fast draw trick.
What you pick the
I'm also not one to do a fast draw, and I have my knife in my hand, because I don't think that's fast draw.
Okay, Weather Girl, go pick a spot for Steph.
I always like to keep my hand away from it. And then you have to adjust and you index. You have to get ready.
Last time 10 didn't work, so 12 and 9 are closest to 10, but mostly 9, so I'll go for 9.
9 for Steph? Okay.
Yes.
She's 9 years old for a couple more months.
I'll be 10.
9 is also one of those numbers very
Yeah.
close to knives. 9 knives, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's hope he gets it. Gets 9.
There we go. Thanks, John Wick. Thanks, little Mitt.
What is a profiteroles dessert? Profiteroles. Italy and France. I would love to try it. If it's Italian, I'll take a cheat day and try it. I don't know if you guys have, if you're into knife throwing, you got to check out the Max Bender's Throwcast podcast. I think it's something like that. I'm donating a knife they do giveaways every month for a thrower of the month. In my knife, I've offered to donate one of my lightning bolts to be given away in April. So if you haven't followed them, check them out. They're really cool, funny. They have some cool guys that have appeared on the channel. It's been cool. Yeah, the Soul Thrower's been on their podcast. A guy from the AIM game started it out. It's really cool too, and that's a place you can play online competitions and win money and prizes. So yeah, this podcast is really cool. It's really cool that the community can do that. I hope the two guys stick with it. And Brandon does his own thing. And we've got a lot of you, Brandon. You don't got to take over everything. Let these guys run it. Those two characters do great well. They do really good together. And it's very enjoyable to watch. If you haven't checked them out, I would. And yeah, my knife will be on it. Nobody Knifeworks also sponsors that, as he's my sponsor. So check them out. They're on Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. You can check them out.
Killswitch says, I bet you like cannolis though.
Oh yeah. I'm actually a fan of when they put chocolate chips in the cannoli. I like the chocolate chips in the mix. But I love ricotta. Like, I love cheese. You know, the way I eating cheese is really no problem. Alright. I'm ready to do this trick. I'm just going to zero in a bit. Because I don't do much trick shots. Like, I've done so many. It's not that I got bored. It's that I want to zero in. Like I said last live, I want to be a combat knifer. I've always wanted to be. Doing trick shots really made me better. Tested me. I wanted to raise the bar. Do things people haven't done before. I've accomplished all that. There's really not much more I can do. Unless somebody does something. Otherwise, I've done it all. So get back to my roots, and I'm enjoying being this guy again. This is who I am. Trick shots are fun. Don't get me wrong, guys, but it's funner doing what you love. It's funner being an animal, freaking warrior. Here we go. Very awkward pulling your knife out and then adjusting it to my no spin throw. That's what's going on here. You guys can see good? Is everyone good?
Yep.
This view's okay? Here we go, guys. Let me know in the chat how many chances and how many throws of the knife. I have to throw the knife in order for it to be considered an attempt. How many attempts? How many tries do you guys think it will take me to do this? What's up, babe?
Before you throw, Thomas wants to know, have you ever thrown Ontario knife coal bayonets before?
No, that view sounds really good. The Ontario knives are really nice. Let me see if you got that right. Ontario Knife Company bayonets. No, I'll have to look that one up. You screenshot that.
Martello says, cloudy with the chance of getting knifed.
My forecasts are sharp, just like my knives. Oh, here we go. Got to get, this is like, it's always cold. We're dropped to like -8 outside, so it's probably about -4 in here. You guys wouldn't even notice how cold it is because us Canadians, we just freaking handle it. Like, I train in the Arctic. Like, I've trained for winter warfare. I've done that type of stuff. I've lived in those areas. It sucks, but it's doable. With the right gear, you can thrive, not survive, like with the right gear. So other coldnesses, yeah, they get to me, but you get used to it. It sucks, but you get used to stuff that suck too, right?
James Mitchell says, I see Josh spontaneously hit again. He usually doesn't go live until Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow we have a big Pokemon thing to go to. It's the end of the month. Every month we go to this. I got a few cards I'm looking for. And there's a huge arm wrestling freaking event. East vs. West 23 or 22. Huge. Devin the Rat's going for the world title left arm. Michael Monster Top. Matt Mask, all these guys are my favorite. They're all arm wrestling tomorrow. So I'm buying that event. I'm saving it. I'm not looking at my YouTube. I'm not looking at anything tomorrow. I'm gonna come home after our Pokemon thing. I'm popping on the arm wrestling thing with 100 chicken wings, all different flavors. That's my cheat day. Chicken wings aren't too bad though. And I'm freaking eating chicken wings and watching this arm wrestling. I love arm wrestling. I always will. I wish I could do arm wrestling, but I can't arm wrestle and throw. I can train for arm wrestling and throw, so that's what I do, and I watch it.
So we got a few guesses. Hunter and Andre say 10.
Both of them, eh?
Yep.
Good guess, good guess. I like hearing guesses, guys.
Nordric Viking Norway says 13. 3 a.m. says 3. We all know 3 a.m.'s counting up.
3 a.m. chose 3. How fitting.
He's actually going by 3 a.m. poutine right now. And John Thick says 7.
John Thick, 3 a.m. poutine.
They want to order more poutines on number 2.
So I've been working on flexibility too, guys. It's a big thing. It's a big thing I've been wanting to do. I used to do the splits. Lost a lot of flexibility in my hips, so I'm trying to work on my hip flexibility and my legs and all that. All right, here we go. All the guesses are in. I'm encouraged to beat the guesses. It's going to be tough to get this in 1 and 2 to beat 3.
James Mitchell says 15.
15. James got the big number out today. I did this one the other day, and I believe I did it around 7 or 8. It took me 7 or 8 goes. Here we go.
John Thick says my blood type is gravy.
Awesome. Canadians do love their gravy. I mean, who doesn't, right? Gravy's a pretty good thing. I don't have gravy anymore unless we have like a nice good Thanksgiving or something like that. We still do all that stuff. We just feel it more. Others feel it. Like you fall asleep after your turkey. We fall asleep. Like I pass out. If I make a bunch of lasagna, I'm done. But I know when you're super healthy, when you do cheat days, you're like, oh, like it hits you way harder. Oh, that almost right away.
Yeah.
There's one. It hit the can, right? Like I scuffed the can. It just wasn't close enough. I hit it in the air.
I have to say mine is after Mizu.
Huh?
Mizu when we eat.
Yeah, we love sushi in this house. We eat a lot of sushi for our cheat day. Because it's rice, it just keeps growing in your stomach and bloats you like crazy. But the fish, the raw fish, like sushimi, it's not a bad cheat day. You have to deploy the knife and throw it in order for it to be an attempt. That's the way the rules are set. I follow the rules, guys. Oh, just a matter of time. I've been doing this a lot, so I feel very comfortable with it. Imagine showing up to competition fast draw. I wonder if they would allow this. I think they would find an exception because it's hard. All on the waist, the belt, leg rigs, I think they accept. I wonder if they would accept the vest. Oh, that would be so cool stepping up to the freaking... I'd go into my tent, camo up, come out, like I'm ready for fast draw. Sometimes I wish I could swear and just say the B word. Like I'm ready for fast draw. But I don't. Suckers, I'm ready for fast draw, suckers! Let's do this! What a good throw. Aiming at a moving target is smart for combat, guys. I think a can is more than better. I recently got a ball. It's probably almost like the same size, a little bit bigger. Like you don't need to have a super small. I've hit the smallest objects out there. I pinned a cherry tomato Never seen anyone pin a cherry tomato before. I've pinned a 1/4-inch washer recently with a screwdriver. Small objects, you can do it, but it's not something to train and worry about. I like something I can deliver all the power possible. Because you can still be accurate. As accurate as you can be throwing a little softer. You can be just as accurate if you throw hard. Just because someone says that's not right doesn't mean it's wrong. I just depends where your training's going. I'm consistent in my training. I'm going to be more accurate throwing hard. That's just the way it is. If I train throwing soft, then I would be more accurate throwing soft. But I'm as accurate as I can possibly be. I hit that bullseye over and over. You guys see. No problem with that. People just say, no, don't. And I've had Brandon do a live with me saying to hold off on my power. You'll be more accurate. I'd have to give up all that training to get more accurate with a softer throw. I don't want to be soft, bro. I want dead bullseyes like that. And all in that target. What are we at, 4?
Yes.
Cold. This is how you can kind of add a little bit of pressure. Obviously being on live, having a bunch of people watching. But a fast draw, right? Hitting a moving target, you're putting yourself under pressure. Because you have to meet the timing. You have to get there and pin it before this thing isn't in that area where you can pin it. And then I always have my hand away. I'm not like this ready. That's cheating.
3 a.m. Poutine says that's 2.
And having a ceiling, I love it because I can't cheat. You want to throw this thing way up in the air and then fast draw it? That's giving you way more time. I mean, an extra second is a lot. Half a second is a lot for these types of tricks. So being able to like throw right to the target, I don't got much time to react. I like that. Thanks for coming, honey. Love you. I'll be in soon. Honey, love.
Love you too, baby.
I do love you more though. I went unfortunate. Thanks, Rob. Oh, I was gonna do that for Maya. Oh, it was so close. That's 5?
Yep.
And I feel like all those throws are success. I don't miss. They're all pretty much close to the bullseye. Happy. I'm just going for this bad boy. This hand, because I don't move it much, this hand moves more with my knife. It's almost frozen in the place it's at. You want to feel it? Feel it. It's frozen. Like there's no blood flow in this hand.
No. John Thick says his number 7's looking pretty good, just saying.
John freaking Thick, man. I can't even hear that name right now and keep my face, like, you know?
John Thick.
Maybe my cam was helping me disguise my laughs and my smiles. John Thick is packing a booty. Don't waste the throw. I never do. Make it smart. Then you know when you do hit it, you made it happen and it's not luck. It's harder to get the can to the target because this thing is froze. Like
It's so cold.
It's like my wife just touched my hand.
Do you want to put it in front of this heater for a minute?
I wouldn't mind, but I don't care. We're just gonna battle through. It makes it in my mind. I don't care what you guys think, but for me, frickin' training, even better. Whoa! Oh! Yeah, baby! Oh, when I can hit it. Like, I have been throwing some videos out there to be for Fast Draw, hoping they would, I guess they're just too good for them to post it. So I've shared some intense fast draw freaking tricks I've done. The compilation that comes out every Friday, it's like, why don't you use my thing, bro? You get all these bulky fast draws. Sick. Yeah, awesome. This is freaking hard. This is intense. No one out there you're going to see doing this other than me, guys. No one. That was good. Reaction time is always a little off when you're frozen. Give me that heater a bit for this hand. Just
Yeah,
a bit.
take that in.
Oh.
Probably can't even feel that, eh?
No, not yet. I'm not feeling a thing. You know when you're so cold though and you put your hands under warm water? Oh, it's like it almost hurts.
It's pins and needles. I remember that as a kid being outside playing in the snow for so long. My mom would run us a hot bath, and
Yeah.
I'd feel like
I wouldn't want to go in.
pins and needles. It would hurt
No,
so
even
much.
worse. Yeah, there's a point where it's like it just hurts.
I once killed 3 rotisserie chickens in one sitting. Like, who the heck can do that?
I mean,
John Thick.
John Thick can do that. That should be a T-shirt, man. I'm trying to be serious right now, man. Thanks, bro. All right, well, all right, we're telling jokes. Actually, what pisses me off is the fact that Head and Shoulders doesn't have a body wash called Knees and Toes. Upsets me. Oh, the first miss. And what I did is I took this off. I knew that was broken anyways. Guys, that was my first miss of the day. How long have I been throwing?
I don't know. It doesn't show me a time on my end.
If it shows you a time, I want to see how long it took me to miss. I probably throw 2 hours on this one at least. The Viking Nordic has 100 here.
Yeah, that was his number up there.
Oh.
It's, it was a spot for his thing.
That thing slows, all of a sudden it just stops. My phones get so cold, they just freeze.
Yeah.
As long as the video keeps going though. Was that number 8? Did I just miss?
That was 7. Kill Switch just sent 5 memberships.
Is that 2 spots on the wheel?
I'm checking right now for you.
3 a.m. bro, I appreciate it
That's
so much. He's
one-
my most recent moderator. I couldn't have asked someone better. James Mitchell and 3 a.m. are the top people that you can meet on YouTube and have on your team. I mean, that's not to say I have so many other awesome people. And all the ones in my comments, that's them. All the ones that are commenting.
That's a spot for Kill Switch.
Even if it's rare, like Pedro commenting on my shoes, noticing my Jordans in one of my videos. Like, you guys are the freaking top people you can meet.
Thank you so much, Kill Switch. Please pick a spot. John Wick says that throw doesn't count.
Yes, thank you. That didn't count. I wanted to go the whole live not missing, but 2 hours of throwing in minus 5 degrees Celsius, not missing.
I'm sitting in front of a space heater with blankets on me. Pick a spot for Steph. You want to give it to Steph? Okay, we can do that. Josh, do you want
We're
to
trying to get people some knives here.
Do you want to pick a spot for Steph?
Do I? I'm not the luckiest guy in the world. Actually, I have the worst luck. I think my wife will say that. I would go with number 1, baby. Number freaking 1. Not only is it green, my favorite color, it's number 1, baby. It's not a better number than 1. I like 11 is my favorite number because it's 2 1s. What's better than 1 1? 2 1s, baby! Yeah!
So Steph, if you're on and just hear us in the background, Kill Switch and John Wick have gotten you a spot each on the wheel.
Well, you'll see in my description every live, I put the trick shots I've done, and I put the winners. So if she's not here, she's going to make a comment, and everyone's going to be like, you won, you won. We could probably even go to one of the shorts I just did and comment on her comment to let her know she won. Yeah, this is a garage, man. It's my garage. I'm outside. I didn't add fire. Usually I have my fire going and that helps. I haven't. It's not. Once I get to -10, I'll have a fire. And I have been pretty. It's been a nice day. It just drops. It drops like -10 at night.
Bring the wheel back.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Nordrick, pick a spot on the wheel. He just donated 5 memberships as well.
So both of the knives you guys are getting from the first wheel and this wheel have live edges. When I email you, when you email me, just let me know if you don't, and I'll take the live edge off for you. But the live edge is just freaking better. So the live edge is just on the tip, right? The first little part here, it's a live edge. It's sharp, real sharp, razor sharp. I've done a pretty good job on those. This one here is the only one I've made. You guys are gonna have to let me know if you like the belly. Because normally I'll throw another spike down here and I have 2 on top. So I have these 2 and then I get rid of this one and I have it on the bottom. So if you've seen my knives before, this is the first of its kind, number 26. Let me know if you guys like that. I am trying to where I'm just beginning to make things a little bit different to see if you guys like it. We'll only really know if we see it.
James says that you have the same color as he likes.
Green?
Yeah, it says so weird. He goes, that's my favorite color too.
Best color. Mine specifically is olive green, army green. Obviously.
Oh, there you are. You are on the wheel. Spot 10 is yours. Thank you so much.
I hope you win too, Hunter.
How many spots do we have left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 spots to go.
You guys rock. If you guys, I should say this more, but I'm not used to asking because this is all everything I get, I give back. But if you're ever gonna buy on the wheel, buy it through memberships. I think 5 memberships gets you 1 or 2.
Sorry?
5 memberships.
5 membership is 1 spot?
1 spot. So buy 5 memberships if you have the option. If you're gonna buy spots, and this goes for any time. The best way to buy spots is through memberships or any type of support through my channel. If you're gonna, memberships. I'm always gonna find a way to give back. Even if we're not doing a raffle and someone donates, it's just the way I am. And I've been doing this since I started, and I'll do it as long as I can do it.
Thomas said you should stamp out a lightning bolt in the handle, in the hole of the handle.
I'm getting better. I do it by hand, so all I use is an angle grinder or a heavy-duty sander. It's not even an angle grinder. So I can engrave and etch some words in it, and I'm working on it. I'm working on the skill, guys. I'm working on it. But that would be ultimate, yeah. To do something like that would be really cool.
I bet you guys didn't know I was with the Navy SEALs.
Oh, whoa. John Wick, settle down. That must be a group of people that you don't want to mess with, but you want to cuddle with in some cold situations.
Because they're thick.
Because they're thick! Oh!
Yes, Andre, Tortorici is our last name.
Oh, they're seeing it written?
Yeah.
This is military issued, right? Like, a lot of people ask, that person quickly was gone. You want to feel real bad about yourself?
Okay.
Tell someone who's actively serving that they're not, and they're stolen valor. That's the word, that's stupid, man. That is dumb. Especially when I give you all the proof in my description. You can just click on a link and you'll see for yourself media doing coverage on me in the military and my career. It's like, I don't need to prove anything to anyone, but I'm there to, I will show you if you need to see. I don't want people to think that. Some people say it without thinking.
Before you throw number 8, I just 3 a.m. Poutine corrected me. So if you buy 5 gifted memberships, it's 1 spot. But if you were to donate another $5, you would get 2 spots.
Oh, so it's $15 for 5?
$14.99.
Okay, we wrote it down and I lost the paper. I gotta throw it. The problem right now is my hand's so cold, I'm unable to get that extra inch. There we go. That's the throw. All right. Okay. That Wolverine is so sick. My daughter found that one. That's such a sick Wolverine. Anyways. Oh.
Gravy seals? Does that mean meal team 6?
Alright, hold on. I think if I just change... I do have better tracks on. I wonder if I'll get any copyright. I wonder what will happen at the beginning. I'm wondering. I'm testing out my soundtracks for live. And eventually I'm going to have it perfect. But some will say they're non-copyright, but they are copyrighted. So I get screwed. Whoa. Those are the ones I want. Oh, love that throw though. All right, here we go. Fast Draw Friday, baby. Let's do this. That was all the stars aligned perfectly there. Great constellation. I just missed it. Something about throwing from the your sheath, the sounds it makes. Like if you're a guy, even if some girls probably like it. But I was talking to the wife about this before, like, you know when people load a gun, put the ammo in, the sound of that gun making its cocking sound, the way the knife sounds being pulled from the sheath and getting put back in the sheath, man, that gets me going. It moves a bit. Like my jellies get going. I love those sounds.
I like the sounds my scissor blades make when they go.
Scissors kind of make a cool sound, but it's definitely weak sauce. That's weaker sauce.
Well, that's my career.
No, I know. Like swords kind of going ching ching together.
Yeah.
Hey, honey loves. Yes. She's going to bring me some luck. Hang on. How's Madeline doing inside?
She's doing good. She's making a vest for her dog.
Make sure Mom shares those blankets with you on your
Yeah,
hands.
I know. I am.
Get right in there with her.
Okay.
Snuggle cuddles while I do this trick.
Okay.
Alright, guys, we're going to do this.
Sorry.
I am off for Monday and stuff, so I might do a live for Monday if we don't finish the wheel. But I'm going to do this trick shot and we'll probably wrap it up here. But don't worry, guys, if you're new here, I mean, you're not on the wheel. You know that. I leave that the way it is. When I come on, we just continue on with that.
You need a set of throwing scissors, 3 a.m. poutine says.
I do. I've wanted some actual good quality, like, tool steel, spring steel into scissors. It'd be so cool to have. Designed for throwing with a good, like, lock mechanism, like a good, like, connection there. What did I say, Maya?
Luck.
I said you came in, bringing me the luck. First throw with my knife, I did it.
On throw
Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug on screen?
throw number 10 for her 10th birthday.
Whoa,
coming up.
2 people. Sorry. 2 people guessed 10.
That was Andre.
Thanks, honey. Did I get some pain or spit on you? No?
No.
Okay. Because of this, I have like all the camo on my lips. It's been like messing with me. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Ugh. But you're still sick.
Thanks, honey.
Which means cool.
Really right in that. Yeah, that means cool.
Andre and Hunter picked 10.
00 cool, guys. I was going to make a t-shirt with the 007 like look, if you see in my thumbnail picture, but it would be cool. So instead of 7, it would be C with the 00 and L, but it would look like 007. That's where the whole thought about today came. 00 cool. 00 cool, baby. And in the bullseye too, pretty close to it. Ah, yeah! You know, that's never been done before other than me, right through the bottom too. Like, I love these types of sticks. I love seeing how much steel, like how much of the blade comes out, because that's how much is in the target. You're not just pinning that thing, right? Like, I know it's like butter. It's just an aluminum can, but you're throwing with power. People think, oh, you're just, I had a comment on TikTok, like, you're just, yeah, but you're throwing at an aluminum can. But you see that it's wood too. Like, I'm also going into wood, not just a can in air. Anyways, right? Boom. Let's go.
John Wick.
Let's go, baby.
John Fick says good job.
Right? And I don't, like, we'll pin cans again. We're gonna be pinning cans every live probably still. I'll be doing my 100 can pins, but my focus isn't that. But it's like riding a bike, man. 10 throws, and no one's ever pinned a can fast draw like this before. This is it. This is the first, we do world's first here still. Just boom, right out of the sheath. Like, it's a quick little grab. I'm not indexing because I can't get my finger up there. So I'm indexing on the fly. I pull it out, and as I'm loading, my finger comes up. So it's all in a motion, right? Like from the sheath down here, I can get my index. So I can pull it out and it's ready. My finger's ready on the spine. This way, I have to pull it out, but I love that. Being able to do what you need to do unnoticed on the scene is my hand is changing. If you can see that, like my hand is doing this whole thing as I'm going to the throw. Excellent training for fast draw. Boom. Into the throw. Awesome. Awesome. Oh man. Stuff that gets your jellies going. That's one of them. That's definitely one of them. Like just being able to like, boom, out of the sheath. What? No spin, baby. That's nothing like it. Nothing quite like it. Right? Don't come up from behind me. It's a lot of people around. Yo, someone's coming. No, they're not.
That's why you should always have your knife on you.
Always should have your knife on you. Better have your knife on you when you don't need it, because you'll get used to having your knife on you for when the time comes and you do need it. Get used to having your knife on you. Yeah. Have it on you. All right, guys. Let's hit 40 likes before I bounce.
We are already at 40 likes.
40.
Any questions before I take this live and add it into the history books?
Space Jam's inside tonight.
Yeah, I wanted him out here, but the wife's like, I don't want him snoring. I don't want to deal with him snoring. Man, he's so freaking cute.
I have to nudge him every 2 minutes because he snores.
When I was going to go out here, I just said goodbye and scratch his ear for him.
Oh, yeah. He's such a, like the American Stratfordshire Terrier dogs are known to be the nanny dog, right? They have the nickname as the nanny dog.
I'll go get him.
Maya Barry's going to get him for you guys.
So he's like, every, like, staff, what are they, AIM staffs? They're just, they find their place in their family, and they take care of the kids. They know their place. They know they're not the head. They know they're not the boss. They just find their place, and they're the nanny dog. They take care of the family. They're just there for you when you need them. And they try to stay out of the way, but they're just there. Like, he's just such a good dog. Amstaffs, I recommend anyone if you can handle a snoring dog. Our dog, we just put him in the basement. He's got a nice bed. I need some quiet. I'm a dolphin sleeper. If you guys need to look up some studying on sleep, there's different animals like a bear, a lion, a dolphin, and a wolf, and they all have different like you'll fit into one of those animals. Me and my wife are both dolphins. We need very quiet, no noise to sleep. So our dog snores, we gotta put him in the basement. Snores so loud. I wish he can sleep with us and snuggle up with us, but
you can still hear him 3 levels down. It's so bad.
yeah, neighbors hear him. Trying to put a little bit of blood flow into this thumb.
I got it.
He's separate from the hand, right? Like all these fingers help one another out. The thumb just is like he's on his own, just chilling on his own. All right.
They're all waiting for Space Jam.
You all want to see one of a couple of these throws? Let me dial in with this. Let's see if I need to. I've been throwing this thing a lot. Oh, that's a dial in. That's definitely a dial in. It's much smaller than the one I've been throwing today. And much more thick. That doesn't mean anything though. It's a bullet when I want it to be. Just like that, baby. I love this thing. So what I did with this thing, because it has scales, just yesterday. I don't know if you can see it. No, it's hard to see it. I threw epoxy. I made up an epoxy and I covered the entire thing with epoxy. It's so good grip, but at the same time, the scale, it's got a layer of protection around it. I think it's gonna last. Like, it's gonna take a beating, this type of knife. Oh, such a good throw, buddy! Hey, man!
Go see that. Go see that.
He knows, he's like, Dad, do his thing though. Knock the
You
screen.
did make
Hey,
it
buddy.
bad.
Hi, buddy. How you doing? Space Jam.
Go see that. Go.
Space. You gotta knock everything off. You gotta knock it all off. Look at this chain we bought him. We bought him a bling chain. Yeah, buddy. Space Jam in the hose. In the hose. Space Jam in the hose, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh.
Everyone's going nuts in the chat for you, Space Jam.
Space Jam got his own emoji before my wife.
I know.
Smoking hot lights and oh man, all I see from afar is Space Jam heads.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
And Matella?
Oh, my daughter gave him a nickname, Matella. No idea why. Matella though. I like it.
I have no idea why either.
There's a guy on here called
Matella.
Martello. Matella. Sounds like that. Sounds like you might like Nutella, the chocolate spread.
Yeah, I guess.
And he's just a white dog, so it's like calling Biggie Smalls. But he's really just a big boy.
3 a.m. Poutine says he's got the zoomies.
Oh man, he's super excited. You guys want me here? You guys are like, okay? Like, yeah? Yeah. All he wants to do though is take the spot of my wife in the heater.
3 a.m. Poutine goes Nutella? Question mark. John Thick would probably like some Nutella right now.
I never tried Matella.
Probably has Nutella right now.
Pedro just sent you a poutine.
I don't know what these guys. I did click gifts.
So the
clicked
way 3 a.m. described it, it's like sending super chat stickers, but they're like movable stickers, I guess.
It says here I can even send some.
Yeah, so you get 3 for 30 gems for free for the first time.
Nutella is that was one of the things, like, guys, I love Nutella. Don't get me wrong. My health though trumps. There's so much sugar in Nutella, it's horrible for you. It sucks that there is, because it's so. I would just with a tub of Nutella. Like, I would rather that over any chocolate. Like, I can just grab a tub of Nutella rather than like a couple chocolate bars. And like a piece of good toast with Nutella. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be healthy because some of these things, guys, are so good. Oh. All right. Well, we threw everything. We did the freaking trick shot I came to do. Hunter and I believe someone else both guessed 10.
Yes, Hunter and Andre.
And Andre. So that was pretty good. Sometimes we do some giveaways. I've been wanting to reach out to Nobody Knifeworks and do some giveaways so that maybe we can put like a discount. Someone will win a discount for my Tortos or the Iron Tears. So if somebody's wanting them, they can jump on my channel and get them for half off, or get an Iron Tear for free, or get a Torto for free. So I'm gonna reach out to the boss. I mean, I gave him a long break, and I've done 26. We're on to 27 of my knives. He's such a nice. He's just so nice. I don't even like asking because of how nice he is. But I'm the biggest supporter of him and what he does. I think he's the nicest knife maker out there. Like, period. There's no competition. He's the nicest knife maker. His quality is the right up there with the best, and his price point is the best. So just to be able to get you guys that more, get his stuff out to you guys more. I want a Nobody Knifeworks to replace Tortorici here. I want to put Nobody Knifeworks. I want to get it all stitched out, just the way his card is. If anyone's, what are we at? How many people are watching?
15.
All right, so with the 15 here, if you haven't already, this is what I would want made into a Velcro. But this is his card, Nobody Knifeworks. You can scan this and get 10% off. Or if you remember the word coolest, you can just use my coupon code coolest and get 10% off. So if you buy my Tortos, type in coolest, you'll get $25 off my Tortos. Not bad, not bad. And those Tortos are the best no spin knives out there. And I will vouch for that because I have only no spin knives. I've bought pretty much every popular no spin knife from Loic, Brandon, everywhere around the world. I have all the no spin knives. I've done the tests. This Fuller is one of the best. Goes from the tip to the butt. Fuller is right down that spine completely. Has the most sexy Tanto tip on a no spin knife. The design and shape is amazing. It looks, I wanted to make as close to a knife as it possibly could. So it's got this, right? That means you can shave, like you can sharpen your knife right to the edge, right to the end. That's what that means. So it's potentially could have a live edge. This thing is just the best out there. I love it. This thing is awesome.
Hunter says he wants the iron tears.
The iron tears are awesome too. They're an amazing knife to learn. But I'm a guy who loves knives, and I got into knife learning because I love knives. The iron tears and other knives like them don't look like a knife. The Danger Dashi, the 8.5 inches of Danger, the H-Jet Stingers, the Vengeance Slims, all these knives don't look like a knife. So my knife, the Torto, with the Tanto tip, right, resembles a knife a little bit more. Looks like you have a grip. Looks like you have a blade. I love that. Yes, the iron tears are freaking amazing. And you're going to throw them, and when you learn to throw them, you're going to be able to throw anything. Because these are a little bit different feel. The release doesn't have a butt. There's no restriction on release. That's different when you throw. You'll feel the difference. You might like it, you might not. But start with the iron tears, yeah. But I would go from the iron tears to this any day. I'm not a guy to promote something that isn't the best. I consider these two knives the best. And I stand behind the best. My name, I could pick. I've had other people reach out to me and want to sponsor me. And I stuck true to who I said and understood to be the best through my experience. Not through he say, she say, I'm popular and I want to say this person because I like them and they're my high school crew. Not honest. I'm being honest with you guys. Nobody Knifeworks is the best. He's the best out there, man. He came out of nowhere. Underrated. Oh, that Torto, baby! So I just need a sheath. I'm gonna get somebody to make me a sheath. Boom, it's going right into my sheath. It's too thick, so it doesn't fit into this one, or I would have it in there. 9.5 millimeters thick, 7 millimeters thick. That little bit, 2 millimeters, it won't even fit in there. But I would love a heavier knife, thicker knife. I made one with a live edge, just the Tanto part is live and sharp. So when that thing enters in, it's just cutting. Oh, deadly. Super deadly. Super deadly. Tortos will always be by my side. Like I said, make a sheath and pop it on there. All right, guys, I love you. I love you guys. Seriously, I mean that. You guys rock. Do the things if you haven't already. Bop, 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 bing, bang, bang, boom. Hit those buttons. Show me some love if you can by hitting that button, sharing it, doing all that stuff if you want to. If you don't, whatever. But I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hope you learned something. I'm going to do this every week as much as I can unless I'm deployed. And I'm just going to bring you guys what I learned. I'm always out there when I'm off screen studying, reading, thinking about this stuff. I'm constantly, my brain's, ask my wife, man, she's so annoyed by me. Because I know she don't care. And all I talk to her about is knife throwing combat. And the last thing she wants to do is talk about knife throwing combat after helping me out with my live. But shout out to my wife, smoking hot wife, and my kids. They listen to me all the time. Trust me, I get it, girls. Trust me, I do. But I don't have much more other people to talk to other than that. But just know, guys, I'm rambling on, and I'm working up something every week for you guys. So there's always content. I'm pretty much posting every day. And yeah, like I said, I love you. And I thank you for everyone playing the game. I'll get that stuff shipped. Well, actually, the buddy, I'm going to meet with him, and we'll finish that wheel up. As soon as possible. If not, Obviously not tomorrow. We got arm wrestling day and Pokemon day. Sunday, maybe. Because I can put the girls to bed for school. Or I can keep them home from school. And we can party Monday. And we can do a live Sunday. We might do that. So, yeah. I like it. I like it. So what do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do at the end of this? Right? You want to grip it. Because you want to rip it. Oh! Because you want to stick it just like that. And then you want to hit it. God bless everybody. Let's go.
God bless.
Look at that freaking stick at the end. Oh man, that went through the target into the board in the back. That's thick.